So we have here a thread repair kit, and we have here a bolt for the starter motor which had worked its way out onto the drive. I'm glad I found it there rather than it falling out in the road somewhere. Okay, so just reading the instructions. So we drill out the hole using this drill bit. We then tap it using this. We then add our thread onto here and we turn that in until it's a half turn below the surface, and we should then be able to screw this in as normal. So I'm a little bit nervous that this is so short compared to how much thread I have there, and I don't know if what I need to do is order a long one, but I haven't got a long one here, and I wonder if you can wind one up against another. I could try that, although I'm a bit nervous about doing two. So I guess we start over here. This is where it's got to go. Let's try that again. So it's got to go here. So in order to get a drill in there, we're going to have to take the distributor off. So we will start. With that. We'll take the distributor off, we'll get underneath and we'll take the starter motor off from the other bolt, and we'll try seeing if we've got enough space to get a drill in there. Well, the answer to the question is, do I have enough space, is a resounding no. So with my drill and that drill bit, even if I took out the fuel pump and the fuel filter, the oil filter, I'd still have all of that. I still wouldn't be able to get in there. I haven't taken the starter motor out yet, but if I just go in with my drill, so my drill by itself won't fit without any head on. So I need another way of getting in to drill out that hole. Shoot, I don't know how I'm going to do that. So, unless I might need an air gun that would take something and go in. I don't know, but I certainly can't get in with this. Okay, I have been able to get this in there by getting the starter motor all the way out, effectively bringing the drill up from below, and then putting the metal, the bolt in there. Now I need to make sure I've got this going the right way, and so if I got that the right way, that's going to work. There we go. Right, I hope that's enough. Yeah, so that should be fine because it doesn't actually need to go in that far. So we can drop this out the way. Alright, and then we can start with this, which should now go in. So, okay, I've managed to do this. I turn in with this half a turn at a time, or even a quarter. So, I'm just trying to do it a second time, to be honest now, and make sure it's got a decent. We have a problem. So, as you can, right here, it's just snapped off. Now got another problem. I was trying to drill it out, and you can see my drill bit has snapped and got in here amongst the teeth. So I'm going to have to get that out next. Right, well, we'll protect it from anything else, and hopefully nothing else has gone in there which I didn't notice, because if it has, it's not going to be great. Gosh, rather annoyed with myself. Okay, so it's the next day. I've managed to get the tap out using, well, I think I must have gone through about 7 drill bits and broken them. As you can see around the edge, I've not got now a clean hole, but I have taken the main drill bit through it again, and I've got a clear passage in there now. So I'm going to try tapping it again. I am going to use, what am I going to use? So I've this is my tap. It didn't come in the set, but this is a what is this? This is a 1/2 inch NF20. Okay, and which has the what I did was I put a coil on the spring, on the screw, the bolt, and then I found the die bit, which was this one here, NF20, where this screwed in nicely. Okay, so this then screwed in here and it held. I'm afraid I can't show you. Oh, maybe I can. There you go. Okay, so one-handed, so that screws in. All right, and then this would screw into that. So hopefully that will work. Anyway, we're going to give it a go. Right, so I haven't been able to get a good purchase and start, so I'm not going to try because I'm worried about breaking it. So what I've done is I've drilled all the way through, and so you can see that this bolt, have I lost it there? So this bolt now will go all the way through. So with the starter motor on, it won't be long enough, but it's a 9/16, so I'm going to get a 2-inch 9/16 bolt, and I'm going to bolt it onto the back. That's how I'm going to resolve this, and I think that should be okay. Certainly be better than what I had before where it wasn't tight enough. So that's what I'm going to do. I can do it with a lock nut, and I think that should give me the strength I need. Right, it's the next day, and I'm sure many people are screaming at their screens right now So no, Henry, you can't do that. You can't put a bigger bolt through there. It occurred to me last night that if I'm putting a bigger bolt through there, it will not fit through the starter motor hole. So I thought, well, that's okay, I can drill that out. I don't know if I've got very good light down here, but if I try to show, I think we can see the space, the shoulder, there just isn't enough there. Sorry, I don't know how well that came out, but there just isn't enough there to drill that hole out. So that's left me with two choices. I can either try to fit the helicoil, or I can try to create a sleeve and stick a 7/16 headed bolt all the way through. Okay, so if so I've been just had a quick go, and this is using my tap and die set, and the head here is just a little bit bigger on my set, and so it actually fits into I think that's a 5/16 into an 8mm. Oh, 8mm. I don't know why 8mm is there. I've got things in the wrong place in my toolbox. So it fits into an 8mm. But I've tried getting that started in the hole, and I can't, I just can't get a good start on it. And I'm just terrified of breaking it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I can do it and create a sleeve. Let's take the helicoil, well, without the helicoil, try and create a sleeve for this. Alright, and so we'll have a look at that next. So if I just make it along here, we might have something that we can use. Right, I was trying to decide if I want to use snips or a cutter to do this, and I decided on snips. Right, I reckon we could try a test fit of that, and we could try putting that bolt in, and we could see what it ends up looking like. Right, I lost my video at some point, but I'm just coming back. So I've stuck my normal bolt for the starter motor through this side and into the sleeve, and it's coming out here. Okay, so, and then that's good, and there's tiny little bit of wriggle, but really nothing much. I think with a bolt on the back, I think that's what we're going to go with. So I will cut that sleeve down. I will order a bolt that is long enough, because I don't believe I'll have one, and then I will secure it with a lock nut. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I know many people won't like what I've done, but bolts through. I've got a big penny washer on the back with a lock nut, so that's now secure. I've actually used an M10 bolt in the end, and that's what many people will like, even less the fact that I've done it like this. But I think that is much better than it was, and this should help spread the load. So we're going to go with that. Just going to put the distributor back on, and I'm then either going to do the bonnet latch, because I've got a new cable so I can get rid of my mole grips, or I might do something relatively easy like wire wheel the underside of the car and paint it, because I don't like the front has mostly been done but the back hasn't, and it'd be nice to make the back look a bit nicer. So I haven't quite decided yet, but we've got that in place at least. Okay, so I've installed a new bonnet release cable. Seems to be moving okay. I haven't closed the bonnet on it yet. I'm just going to go and video, see, make sure it's moving and the full amount before I consider closing it, so we'll see. So I've pulled it 3 times and hopefully we'll have seen it open and close 3 times. I'm about to check the video. Okay, we pulled on the cable 3 times. What I really want to see is this completely disappear, so we'll see. Yeah, happy with that. That seemed to work. It didn't work the first time, but that seemed to work. Right, who's ready for a quick test of this? This is nerve-wracking. Stopping it going down. There shouldn't be anything. Is it just my nerves? Okay. Please open. Perfect, good. Phew. So that opens fine. Yeah, so we're going to do the timing now. Right, I've been because I wanted to do the timing because I had the distributor off, and the car started and came out and then stalled, and I've been trying to work out what it is. If you have a look at that, I've got no fuel coming through, so I haven't checked the other side, but I'm gonna tighten this up and then I'm gonna bring you back. Okay, so we know we're not got anything in the carb float chamber, so when we turn this we should hear the fuel filter going. And I can't hear anything. If we come back to it, back here, oh, there's definitely no noise from back here. So I think we've got something wrong with our fuel filter now. Now I don't know if it's going to be the fuel filter or if it's a fuse that's gone or what, and I'm going to not try to sort it today. I'm going to leave that for next video.